Wolf, do you want to press assault? And then we'll be starting here in just a second. Just mouse over normal. Awesome. Okay, runners, we'll be starting in... Make sure I got my things up too. Alright, we'll go ahead and begin in 3, 2, 1, go. We'll have a small delay between the two runners here. We'll be playing Freestyle today, so both runners will want to try to not get hit as much as possible. They're going to try to get their white gun out as quickly as they can. Altafen taking a small hit there shouldn't be a huge deal. Taking damage a little bit early isn't that big of a time loss, simply because you don't need the white gun until a little bit later. Quick kill there. Altafen making some good time on those stairs there. Wolf has not been hit, keeping his style all the way up actually. He's already on A, so he should be set for using his white gun here in a little bit. Quick kill with Wolf with the chainsaw there. Altafen going to be starting his jumper. Good chainsaw from Alt there. He's switching to his white gun, doing some S damage. Wolf will be able to use his white gun if he wants. Which he does opt to do. See if any of them get some decent deflects here. Looks like Wolf kind of got some issues there. He did not get any good deflects at all. Good damage from Wolf there, getting the small amount of deflects that he was given. A little wait here until we get to the actual boss. Both runners are pretty close in time as well, so should make for a pretty good race. Altafen can go ahead and start the last boss here, Mirror Core. He is pretty annoying just because if you get close, which you're gonna get your ideal damage, you have a chance that you'll get some bad RNG and get hit really quick. Altafen getting kind of low. Does get a deflect and does get it off. Oh, just gets him right as he almost gets hit too. Wolf wrapping up that kill as well. Both going to stage 2. Alright, so platforming is going to be really key here. Both runners are actually probably, I think, about less than 5-7 seconds apart here. So making sure that they take as little damage as possible while optimizing their platforming is going to be crucial. Wolf getting some seriously good platforming down there. Both runners will now be starting their kitty chopper. Wolf able to get his white gun out. Gets a good deflect. Lots of free damage there and prepares a blast as well. Ooh, unfortunately gets a big bomb but does not get a deflect for it. Both runners killing the kitty chopper, moving on to the next part. So it's going to be kind of tricky. The enemies on the top of the screen, they kind of spawn almost randomly, but the issue is they kind of spawn at weird times. So depending on your pathing, you actually lose a lot of time just waiting for them to move out of your way. Both runners starting up their whale core. Ooh, Altafen not getting a deflect there. Same for Wolf. So now they both have to just sit there and just grind out with a chainsaw. There's only one real deflect in this stage and neither runner gets it. A little bit of RNG. Altafen now crossing over, getting to the final boss of the level. Really strong platforming there. Lost probably half a second there, but not even time loss that you would really notice. Both going to be starting their Valentine fight. Valentine being a lot easier on Freestyle, as you can just blow up her shield really quick. Basically just skip this entire fight. Altafen 2 cycling it. Oh, same for Wolf. Both runners can be moving on to the third stage. Alright, the runners look like they're 4 seconds apart at the moment. Alright, we'll see how they do here, just trying to get rid of all of these extra bullet sponges, trying to make sure that they can land all of their damage onto the boss without losing too much time trying to clear them out and do enough damage to get a kill. Now you'll see they switch a lot of weapons and they do a lot of taunts. By switching weapons you get bonus style, so they're trying to build up that style meter just enough so they can get their white gun situated so if they ever need to use it. Altafen starting with an A rank, so he gets a little bit less damage on there. Does take a quick hit, unfortunately, so he actually will drop down to an A. Does get back up to S, while Wolf actually has not been hit, so he actually got to keep his S the entire time. Getting really good deflex and able to use the white gun, using the white to get rid of a lot of the bullet sponges. Altafen and Wolf both clearing out their bosses. Little yeehaw there. So both did extremely well. They want to keep their damage up as much as possible for Ninja. They won't be able to use white on the second phase, but it is a pretty strong weapon when you can just switch to do a deflect against him and then deal some nice S damage to him during his first stage. Wolf clearing that out without getting hit at all by any of the sprites. So let's see if they're able to properly switch the S. Ooh, Wolf does take a small hit there, able to do some normal pistol damage, not losing a whole lot of time. Great kill there. Altafen kind of struggling a little bit there. Luckily he does get some long range hits. Ooh, and knocks him out with a laser rifle. Wolf gives some serious damage there on Ninja for second phase. Altafen just behind here, not too far off. Charging up the laser to get some optimal damage, both the clearing out their Ninja. Alright, little auto scroller here, not a whole lot you can really do. Just shooting out the enemies as they appear on the screen. Fortunately, you can't really do a whole lot, just gotta hope you just don't get hit as much as possible. Trying to keep up that rank just for the next boss, which is gonna be Rex Rocket, which is the final boss of the stage here. Alright, Wolf gonna go ahead and start. Ooh, gets hit by a rogue rocket there. Should be okay. He should be able to get back to S rank really quickly. You can see a quick switch there, just allowing him to get it. Bunch of deflex right back into S. Altafen only having 1 health here. Gotta be really careful. If it takes any damage here, he'll have to restart this fight. And they're probably gonna be a little bit safe here. Gonna switch this with use pistols and deflex for right now. Ooh, a deflect. He will not opt for it though. Wants to make sure he doesn't take any extra damage that he makes so he would reset this fight. Very close. Wolf and Altafen have now cleared Rex Rocket, moving on to the next stage. Wolf with a small lead here. We'll see how they do with the next platforming sections and see if there's any time loss or if they can make up some time here. Great platforming from Wolf there to make sure that he does not get hit by any of those extra straight bullets. So now they're going to be fighting the Chaff Spammer. Chaff Spammer makes a lot of little pills with, call him Dr. Mario apparently. So basically what he does, he makes a bunch of little bullet sponges for you, but Wolf using a lot of good key attacks that make so he can clear it out and just keep straight damage on the boss. All of them now switching to the same situation to make sure he can do it. Altafen clearing out really quick and a lot of really good damage, charging up to the laser while using the blast. Taking some damage here really isn't that bad. You don't lose a lot of time from having to. You don't lose a lot of time from taking damage because you don't need the white gun right away. So this auto scroller, being the actual only auto scroller in the game, is really awful because if you take any damage, it actually slows down the screen moving speed. So you really don't want to take any damage here. As soon as you take any damage, you really lose a lot of time just having to wait for the screen to get its speed so it can start scrolling. Wolf just flying through that stage, Altafen just behind him. A little bit extra platforming here. Wolf gonna go ahead and start up his Robo Guppy. Altafen just behind, gonna be starting his in just a second here. Wolf getting his S gun out, making sure he does optimal damage. Does not get a deflect at all, kills him before a deflect is required. Also gonna go and start using laser rifle and his white gun. The rifle just to get some extra free bonus damage at the beginning of the fight, really smart. Wolf is gonna be going and starting his Robo Gibby and Stew, which he makes pretty good work of so far. He does get the ground ones, which isn't too bad. Able to get some decent damage out. Hopefully he gets it down before, yep, awesome, kills it before he has to start another phase. And save some time there. If you get it right before it switches to a new phase, you lose some time. Alt accidentally takes a little bit of damage there, immediately switches back and gets his S rank by getting his optimal switches and doing a ton. That way he doesn't lose any damage. Unfortunately, does have to finish the cycle here. So he does lose a little bit of time just having to wait for the worms to jump back up. Wolf basically destroying white like it's no one's business, using a lot of rockets and damage just to pierce through that armor. So very strong damage. Altafen getting a really nice attack there from the boss, allowing him just to use white to get tons of damage out. Really nice movement there, making it so he doesn't lose any damage, and knocking out some rockets. Wolf is going to go ahead and start his bunny attack. Altafen going for a little dash combo so he can just dash through, take no damage. And keeping his S going the entire time. Wolf has beat Robo Bunny, knocking her out of the stage. And Altafen just behind, switching back really quick. Good menuing from Altafen there. Wolf just starting up his next stage. Now this level, it has probably some of the worst platforming in the game, just because of how RNG based it is and just the corners you have to take. It's just awful. But let's see how they do. Wolf does take a little bit of damage there. Altafen also taking a little bit of damage, getting some bad RNG there, but just clip through it. That's really nice. Both gonna be starting up the segment slider now. Classic fingers. Let's see if they get some decent ones. Wolf getting a pretty good start there. Unfortunately, he does not have any of his ranks right now, so he can't opt to use any of his white damage. But he is able just to pierce through to get some damage while it is shielded. Wolf just knocking it out. Altafen just behind, getting a good deflect there. He should be able to destroy right there without having to worry about it. Altafen almost accidentally restarting the level, which would have been a pretty major time loss. Wolf flying through this stage, hoping to get to the next boss without taking any damage. This pathing is actually always the same, so it's kind of nice. Wolf prepping up his chainsaw, gonna get some sweet damage here. Altafen does take one hit. We'll see how Wolf does, being able to use his S white gun, getting lots of damage. Does get hit by a laser there. Altafen going for deflects on top of using the chainsaw, getting tons of damage out there. Having to move away, no deflects available. Does get the deflect on the right wall, doing tons of damage. Altafen knocking out that boss just alongside Wolf. They're both been going to Nemesis Core Part 2. Now they're able to blow up the defenses of this boss pretty early by using some rockets, allowing them to just get pure damage out. Does get a good deflect. Wolf getting some really good RNG. Normally in new game, you do not want him to use any orange dives at you, but because in this one, it just gives you more free damage of him just sliding around. It was very beneficial. Wolf just knocking him out. Right behind him, Altafen. Both clearing out their Nemesis Core. Going to be switching to the Anti-Battalion. So both racers literally a couple seconds apart here. Wolf is a little bit low for the stage, but getting some really good deflects there. Altafen, about a good solid 75% health. Has to be careful. Wolf getting a nice little wall dash there. You hate to see it happen. Wolf going into this fight with 1 health. Should be okay. It's Anti-Battalion. We'll see if he takes a cautious death. Altafen just arriving. About 2 seconds apart from both racers. Altafen just taking a quick death. I mean, sorry, Wolf taking a quick death. Just wants to make sure he doesn't lose too much time on this if he does take a death later on. Since there's a lot of time switching for the boss, you definitely don't want to die partway through. Wolf, even though he did take that death, is pretty close still. I would honestly say they're about 3 to 4 seconds apart still. Wolf not able to use the way gun since he takes a death. He will lose a lot of his damage output there, so he has to kind of opt for some other damage opportunities. Altafen just clearing out his boss. Wolf just getting back to his his S way gun, and oh, unfortunately, just misses the boss. So he has to start one more phase, but does get through it. All right. Still anyone's race. So they are off on a little bit for a delay here. They are probably, I would honestly say, about 2 to 3 seconds apart. They're both going to Valentine. See how they both clear all these out and make sure that they don't take too much damage to be able to use the white guy as much as possible. Good switching right there from Altafen to make sure that he can get his white gun build up as fast as possible. Wolf starting up with a nice little taunt as well. So they want to get some decent RNG here, switching weapons to make sure that they can get the white gun unlocked as soon as possible. Wolf immediately getting unlocked. Really good damage there. Both clearing out stage A. Ooh, Altafen came some really bad RNG there, but luckily gets through without taking any damage. See how Wolf gets. Wolf is getting some pretty good RNG, nothing too crazy. Altafen just knocking out his Valentine fight for part 2. Ooh, Wolf does take a small amount of damage there, but he's pretty good at getting back his style and knocks it out without having to worry about it. He's gonna go ahead and take some damage here from himself just to make sure that he can get this death skip pretty quick. Altafen opting to get some serious damage with the laser rifle. Wolf doing the same. If you shoot her just even once, and make sure reset and change locations. So it's better just to get the highest amount of damage you possibly can during that phase. Wolf getting a knockback as well, really good. Altafen prepping right now to get his death skip. Wolf just behind him. Only one more hit for Wolf. Awesome, Altafen going to his last stage right now. Wolf just behind. Gonna be prepping up for his death skip. Wolf killing himself. Let's see if he got it. He did, so they're both going to go ahead and start the final phase against Valentine. Altafen just knocking her out. It may seem like it's not too close, but right there you see that Wolf killed her in almost like 2 seconds. So actually they're extremely close. Alright, so Altafen getting his KO at 17:30, Wolf getting his KO at 17:35, meaning they are 5 seconds apart. Going to the final stage. So it all rises down to this last couple fights to make sure that they have the most optimal damage possible. They really don't want to take any mistakes here, or else it might cost them the race. Altafen going to go and start up his Mantis, Wolf right behind him. Now remember, Wolf is on a few second delay here, so even though it looks like Wolf is behind, he's actually only behind by about 5 seconds. Wolf able to get a deflect here, does get it off, able to get all of his damage out, switching between weapons to get his rank up, able to get to his S rank. Altafen unfortunately taking a little bit of damage there, resetting his rank, so he is doing a little bit less damage. But he just finishes off his Mantis core. Wolf getting unlucky there, does not get a knockback, so he just has to go and just take a little damage loss. Let's see if they can one cycle this to make sure they don't take any damage to be able to keep their rank. Altafen having to use a little wall kick there, but that's not too bad. Doesn't take any damage. Wolf taking no damage as well, heading into Whale Core Return. Both runners able to use their S weight gun here. Altafen does take a small hit there, able to switch really quickly to get back his rank. Ooh, unfortunately, take a small hit again, but switches back, gets back to A. Does get hit again, so has to switch and use other attack methods just for a little bit to get back up his rank. Wolf does also take a little bit of damage there, making so he drops out of S. And it looks like both runners are just about to do it. Oh, Altafen does get the kill right before he goes off the screen, but Wolf unfortunately does not get that that luck, leaving him with 1 HP until he has to go through another phase. Altafen going to go start up his Spider Core Mark II. Gets a really big deflect there, really good damage, and opts to get a little chainsaw damage as it falls. Really just trying to get as much damage as possible, really risking it. Able to take a lot of damage really quickly here. He just really wants to kill this boss. Wolf opting to, he does get his S white gun back, so he's just opting to go for that damage. Really good dodging there from Altafen. Unfortunately, does take a one hit right at the end, does take a death. Wolf at half health, he needs to make sure that he doesn't take any damage from the fight upcoming. Altafen doing some really good dodge there to make sure he doesn't take any damage. Just trying to get through this fight as soon as possible. Wolf just starting up his Spider Core Mach 2. He does not have his S gun, his S white gun, so he has to build it back up. Altafen going to be going into this fight without his white gun as well. Wolf now getting his white gun, able to do lots of damage to the boss. I just have to make sure he doesn't take any damage so he can save this for the rival. And Wolf knocking out his crawling core. Altafen just starting his crawling core. He should be able to get some quick damage here to allow him to get his style build up. Ooh, he will be able to get a knockback. Let's see if he gets it. Ooh, unfortunately just misses it. Wolf just going to be starting his rival now. Does get a knockback, so some really good RNG there, hoping that he doesn't get any katanas, which aren't a huge time loss on normal. Ooh, really good deflect there, just taking as much damage as possible. Doesn't really care, just wants to get as much damage as possible on the boss. Altafen knocking out his Spider Core, going into the crawling tower, going into the rival. Wolf getting some really good damage there. Unfortunately, he does get hit and does not finish off the boss, using the laser rifle to get some damage while he gets a katana. He is really low, so taking any damage here could cost him pretty badly. Does get a deflect. Altafen go ahead and starting up his fight, already down to over half of the boss. Wolf clearing out his rival. His time should be set here in just a second. 21:48 for Wolf. Altafen just behind. Get some serious damage in there. Does get a katana. Able to switch the laser rifle to get some damage in, even though he has even though he doesn't have his white gun. Altafen getting some serious damage here, chainsawing the rival right in the face. He unfortunately does switch to katana, so he can't get any damage out. Altafen has to be really careful here. Getting really low, down to 1 health. He has to make sure he doesn't take any damage. Rival switch to another katana. Altafen just knocking out his boss, and his time ends at 22:36. Alright, we'll take a quick break and we'll be right back. Okay, well, we'll go ahead and start in here just a second. Both racers are just setting up their games. Altafen and Wolf, if you both want to go ahead and mouse over story normal. Preferably on the first level, I'd appreciate that. Alright, so in the last one, Altafen and Wolf literally 5 seconds apart. So did take a death, and so that set him back about 30 to 40 seconds. So in this race, we'll see if we can get another really close race. Both racers are using a little bit different styles. Wolf optimizes trying to get to his S white gun as fast as possible. While Altafen, honestly, he's willing to take that beating to get the little extra damage in anywhere he possibly can find. So let's go ahead and see. Both runners look like they are ready. Can you guys both mouse over normal? And we'll go ahead and get started. Altafen's going to take a small delay just to make sure that we can try to sync up these streams just a little bit. Alright. Both racers look like they are going to be ready. Alright, we're going to go ahead and get started. And we're starting in 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, looks like the racers are only a second apart, so now the race we're actually looking at on screen should be correct. Altafen and Wolf going to go ahead and try to get some decent platforming here, trying to get to the first boss, a Shield Invader. It's probably one of the hardest bosses in the game. If you hit him with a rocket, he dies. We don't know why. We think it's a bug. Really good platform from both players. Altafen does take a single hit. He won't be needing his weight gun anytime soon, so it's not a huge loss. The biggest thing you want to watch out for is just making sure that you can get your style up as much as possible without having to reset, doing more cycles than you need for the platforming sections. That's where you'll save all your time for this level. Altafen just destroying the Commando Invader there. Altafen starting up his Blast Jumper, Wolf just behind. See if they can get some decent deflects here. Altafen going for his chainsaw, get a nice deflect there. Wolf using his weight gun. Ooh, they both don't go off screen too much, so that's not too big of a loss. You don't want the boss to go off the screen, because if they go off the screen, you can't do any damage to them. Wolf not getting any deflects. Altafen and Wolf actually 2 seconds apart from each other here. Honestly, they might be exactly the same just because there's a 1 second delay. Both runners are pretty optimized here on the first level. Both of them have taken a little bit of damage, but the last boss is right here, and they're both going in with their S weight gun. Alright, they're both going to start up their Mirror Core Mark II. So we want to really make sure that they don't want to get hit at all, so that way they can use as much damage as possible. Altafen getting a lot of really good dodges there. Wolf just destroying with the chainsaw, switching to white whenever he's not able to stand next to it. Altafen getting a knockback. So good RNG there for Altafen. Wolf just behind, and they both destroy it, probably like less than half a second apart. Moving on to stage 2 now. Alright, now we're going to see some platforming here. We want to make sure that we don't have to reset by doing extra steps or lose our dashes or falling in between the cars, and just get some damage. That way we can build up our style meters a little bit faster. Ooh, Wolf unfortunately does miss the first blast there, but not a huge time loss. Getting a deflect, does a lot of damage, and able to reset with a laser and a blast, just destroying this. Altafen able to get to his S white gun pretty quick, just dancing through those rockets, able to get through deflect, and should be able to just blast him away with a laser, and he does. Both racers destroying the Kitty Chopper less than a second apart again. Alright, now back onto the platforming sections. Wolf getting a nice little dash there from the side of the crate. Wolf did fall and take a little bit of damage, but able to get right back to S. Not that it's a really crucial thing, they won't be using it. But Altafen does get a deflect there. Let's see if Wolf gets lucky on that. Altafen getting tons of damage, destroying his whale core. Unfortunately, Wolf does not get lucky, and he has to just chainsaw it the whole way through. Altafen having about a 3-second lead. He's going to want to start the next stage. Sorry, not the next stage, the next platforming section. Well, flying through this, really good platforming there. Takes up a lot of time. They're going to be starting their first Valentine encounter. Lots of damage being dealt here from Altafen. Wolf, let's see if he can get his one cycle here. Oh, unfortunately doesn't miss his blast. That's okay though, he goes right through it. Wolf about 8 seconds behind, but honestly, 8 seconds isn't too bad. It really can switch anytime just because of how both of players had different play styles. So one of them might get a little bit more lucky, and the other one might just get some really good platforming sections as well to kind of get through the stages. So it's still anyone's race. Both of them just going to clear out as many bullet sponges as possible. Ooh, Altafen does take a little bit of damage there, but he should be able to build up his style meter pretty quick by switching. Getting right back to A. He is now going to be starting his boss. Going for some good deflects. Has his S white gun. Wolf starting with his S gun. So unfortunately does not get a deflect for his first one. Does get a second one. Does not opt to jump for it as he might take some damage. Wolf clearing out his bullet sponges. Altafen knocking out his red spray and blue jets. Ooh, did taking a little bit of damage there from for Wolf. Does lose his S rank, but he does switch back pretty quickly, getting it back up. A little bit I don't even say platforming at this point. Just they don't have the same exact spawn, so I mean, as soon as you know the spawns, you can learn shoot, and your bullet could be there before they even spawn. Altafen getting some good damage here. Does not have his S right now, but that's okay. Let's get as many deflects as possible. Going for some laser blasts as well. Wolf can be starting his ninja. Altafen starting his ninja too. Trying to get as much damage as possible without having the ninja do too many deflects. Wolf taking a little bit of damage there. Wolf will now be starting his stage 2. Altafen just knocking his stage 2 out. Going to be starting the next section. Good laser blast there from Wolf. Some seriously strong damage there. So this part is really not much you can do. You just kind of have to wait and hope that you don't get too many bullets flying at you. Can't really deflect half of them, so we're really hoping to get as many deflects as possible and just to kill the enemies before they're able to shoot their bullets. But there's no way to stop all of them, so you just don't want the stray bullet flying towards you from the side. With almost taking a little hit there. Altafen starting up his Rex rocket. Wolf just behind, spawning his just now. Altafen knocking out his Rex rocket. Wolf having his S gun at the beginning, gets some serious damage here. Does get a deflect as well out of it. Serious deflect there from Wolf, able to not only deflect but get the damage from the sword. Just fall off just a little early, so unfortunately instead of reset, getting a little extra time, he has to reset, but that's okay. Altafen go ahead and starting up his next stage. Wolf flying through this platforming section, just trying to get to the boss as soon as possible. Does take a little damage there, but it's okay. You don't really have to use the S gun, S white gun very often for this boss. Altafen flying through that chap spammer. Wolf starting his, but he's very good with his strats here to get the optimal damage to make sure that he doesn't miss and does not miss any of his attacks. Gets through. Both runners now starting their auto scroller. Let's see if anyone takes a hit here. Both of them really utilize those rockets pretty well, making sure that they kill the enemies before they even get remotely close. It's much better just to take the optimal path of just, hey, I'm not gonna make it. I'm gonna make it so I just don't have the opportunity to get hit. Taking any damage here is a huge time loss. Altafen flying through it, not having to worry about it. Wolf just behind. Let's see if he can get through this part. And he does. Flies right through it, no issues. Next platforming section. They both want to get to the boss as soon as possible. Altafen just getting there. Wolf not too far behind. Wolf building up his style as he's getting there. It takes a little damage, so he will be starting without his S gun. Altafen does have his S gun, not getting any deflects. Shouldn't really need it for Robo Guppy. Ooh, does take a little bit of damage, so I'll have to go into Gibby and Stew without his S rank. Wolf building up his S-ring really quickly, switching his weapons. Already back to A. Should be switching back to his S now. Shouldn't have to go for a deflect at all. He's able to go into his Gideon suit with his S gun on. Altafen already about halfway through his worms, but has to make sure he gets this kill quick, or else he'll have to go through another phase, of which he does not have to do. Wolf just destroying these worms as well. Really good positioning there from the worms to make it so when the bullet would miss one worm, it goes right to the next worm. Oh, and just nailed it so he doesn't have to go through another phase. Good job on that. Altafen gonna go ahead and be starting up his Robo White. Flying through it. Wolf gets some serious damage here using some rockets. Good deflect from Wolf there. Altafen just destroying his Robo Bunny. Wolf starting his Robo Bunny. Wolf knocking out Robo Bunny. Altafen starting his next stage does take a little bit of damage there. Actually takes 2 hits kind of early, so he's going to be hoping trying to get the rest of the stage here without taking too much damage. Did lose a little bit of time from that. Ooh, does take another hit. Altafen getting past the elevator about half health. Gonna be going to segment slider. Wolf not too far behind. See how he does with his platforming part here. It's definitely one of the hardest platforming sections we have in the game. Some really good RNG there, nothing flying out at him. Really good kills there, and gets a deflect. Only takes 1 hit. Wolf going to his segment slider. Altafen just getting his down to half. Ooh, really bad RNG there for Altafen. Unfortunately, has to try to die between 2 of the fingers. Just killing his. Altafen just starting his, immediately getting with a blast jump. Wolf one segment there, completely just destroying it. Both are through the segment slider. Gonna be moving on to the Nemesis core. Alright, Wolf and Altafen getting to their Nemesis core. Altafen getting him down to about half health. Altafen does take a death right there, so he has to restart that fight. So now racers are actually really close, about I think 2 seconds apart. Good deflect from Altafen there. Wolf just knocking out his phase 1. Altafen also knocking out phase 1 of Nemesis core. Both of them going to part 2 now. So now they want to get as many optimal hits as possible to make sure that they can just keep wailing on this boss. They really don't take any damage if possible. Good damage from Wolf there, switching to the chainsaw. Really good deflex for Wolf there. Altafen getting a nice deflect as well. Ooh, and going for another little chainsaw damage. Doesn't have S-ring, but able to get still some serious damage off. Now the chainsaw for Altafen there. Both going to be moving on to the next part, next phase. Now another little platforming section. They want to take as little damage as possible. They don't want to have to risk going into the next fight without with a 1 or 2 health. There always could be a stray little bull or something that could hit you and knock you out. Altafen about half health. Gotta be really careful here. Really good dashes getting over those. Ooh, just dodges another blob. Alright, they're both arriving. Going to be starting their anti-battalion here in just a second. They really wanted to try to get as many Pac-Man as possible. Alright, bullet for Wolf. Let's see what Altafen starts with. Altafen getting to make it rain. Wolf gets to make it rain. Nothing too crazy. Now they're running, getting another bullet for Wolf. Altafen does get a Pac-Man, giving some serious optimal damage here. Nice deflect from Altafen. Wolf getting a shark. Altafen getting a make it rain. He should only have to do 1 more phase. He gets a nice little saw there and does get the kill. Doesn't have to do another one. Both runners have now cleared their anti-battalion. Looks like Altafen is behind by 6 seconds, so the race is extremely close still. Alright, they're going to be going to Valentine. So the race, just like last time, just less than 5 seconds apart for both runners here. Alright, let's see if they get some damage. Ooh, Wolf does take a little bit of damage there. Not able to really build up, but I think he's taking some early damage, just so for later on he can have his S rank. Getting some serious damage there for Wolf to build up that style. Altafen getting some good damage as well, keeping his B rank. Altafen flying through this boss. Wolf having to get some bullet sponges there, unfortunately. Both runners knocking out Valentine less than 2 seconds apart. Going to phase 2 here. Altafen gets some pretty bad RNG to start out. Wolf to see if he goes for the deflex. He does. He only gets one deflect off. Altafen and Wolf both able to use their weight gun. Unfortunately, Wolf has some bullet sponges. Altafen and Wolf both knocking out the boss extremely quick. Both opting to take some damage here to prep up for the death skip. Both runners now flying through this boss. They're trying to get to their S style, which Wolf just now gets. Altafen, unfortunately, just had an S rank, but you don't really need that gun too much, as you really want to get those laser hits off from the fully charged laser. Wolf getting a teleport, but unfortunately does not get a knockback option. Wolf opting just to use that S gun to knock it out. Alright, both runners now doing their death skip. Both going to their final stage now. Both killing Valentine, moving to their final stage. Let's see how close they are. (22 KO and 23 KO. We are 1 second apart from both the racers now. So now it comes down to the final stage again. Alright, let's see how the runners do in this. They both want to get some decent deflects. Wolf getting a deflect. Good damage coming out. Altafen not getting any real strong deflex yet. Oh, he does get one in and lands it. Going for the chance out damage. Wolf just behind him. Altafen just killing Mantis, and Wolf literally half a second behind. They're both going to be going to their whale core. We'll see if we can get the platforming off here. Both runners now starting at their whale core. Alright, both knocking out their whale core here. Wolf behind by about 2.5 seconds. Altafen going for another risky strat there with the chainsaw. Really wants to get this kill as soon as possible. Perfectly fine with taking damage if he needs to. Making those quick dodges. Wolf and Altafen just clearing the boss. Oh, unfortunately, Altafen has to wait for another cycle there. So we're probably about 1 second apart now. Wolf and Altafen go in starting up their crawling core here. Let's see if we can get some optimal damage on the boss without losing their S ranks. Altafen does have to start with A, so Wolf is just a little bit ahead, being able to start with that S rank damage. Wolf clearing out his crawling core, Altafen just behind. Unfortunately, does not get a deflectable dash. Pretty bad RNG for Altafen there. Both runners now moving into the rival. Altafen has started his rival. Wolf has just started his rival. Altafen just now beginning his. They want to try to get as much optimal damage as possible. Both switching to use their S weight gun and then using their laser rifle. Wolf not opting to play any ping pong today. He's getting real sick of that. Altafen going for another chainsaw to the face. Does not get a deflect. Really bad RNG right now for Altafen. Wolf does get a deflect and goes for the chainsaw kill. Altafen going for another chainsaw, switching immediately into white, and does not get another deflect. Alright, Wolf ending with a 21-23, and Altafen with a 21-32, a 9-second difference. Very, very close run again. So this was a best 2 of 3. Both runners extremely close. And then that actually gives both Wolf and Altafen both their PBs, which is both phenomenal times. Unfortunately, Altafen dying on another boss, but he did lose a little bit of time just because that RNG just was not in his favor. No knockbacks, no stuns. So overall, extremely close race from both runners. Alright, I want to thank everyone for tuning in, and we hope to see you next time.